Schreiner. Off the miss, but Schreiner gets back well defensively and forces Trinity back out into their half-court offense. Caleb Jenkins drives to the basket, passes it back out, and Ben Hanley leaves it up and in. That's Hanley's first bucket of the game. That's another De Hoyo's miss on a three. And that will take us to our first timeout under 16 minutes. We'll take a short break and be right back.
And now, welcome back to Calgary Gymnasium. Apologies for the delay as we have reached the first media timeout. We're at 15:33 first half, Trinity 7-3. Joined in the booth by Brian Yancey. And Brian, take us a short recap of what we've missed so far.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start to the game so far on both sides. A couple of fouls on each side. Schreiner actually drawing 2 offensive fouls, so playing good defense. But it'll be interesting to see these teams know each other very well. This is their 3rd consecutive matchup as they finished up the regular season against one another. Trinity won both of those games, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, so it'll be a challenge for the Tigers, even as a 1 seed against the 8 seed Schreiner Mountaineers.
And Abdullah Roberts is going to be Sparks. And on the court right now, the Hoyas, Clark and Roberts switched over to basketball. And Stakey with 5 leading all scorers. The Hoyas with 3 for Schreiner, along with Sparks. They are 2 of 7 from downtown are the Mountaineers. Trinity 1 for 1. And Trinity 1 for 2 at the line, where Clark stands now. Tigers off to a hot start. 4 of 5 from the field. Schreiner just and we'll see if these are still failing.
Yep, and he thinks he was, and draws a blocking foul. And so Stakey will go back to the line. This will be the Tigers' 6th and 7th free throw attempts already. As Stakey drills the first one. And Stakey knocks down the second one. So Trinity back on top, 14-13. Here, just about 12 minutes remaining in the first half. And it looks like the Tigers now on defense, going with a little bit more of a full court press. Haven't seen that so far. That worked well for the women's team, who won their game on Friday night in the first round of the SCAC tournament. They defeated Southwestern 93-43, and they employed a full court press the entire game, and Southwestern could not respond. So we'll see if the men's team took some notes from the women. Basket, puts it up and lays it in. Nice transition offense by the Tigers right there. Off the turnover. Getting back, looks more like a half-court press, you might say. Tigers doubling Schreiner as they cross the half-court line. Right there, looks like the Ryan Williams 3 was blocked, but it is put back up and in by Brenner Schreiner. So a good start early, lots of energy, lots going on. Enzo Stakey puts up the basket, and it is good. So a good start from Enzo Stakey. Once again, the transfer from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. He has 9 points to lead all scorers so far. Sparks trying to get back on top of for all scorers as he has 8 points for Schreiner, but basket doesn't go in, and the Tigers are back at it. Stolen by Sparks. In transition, he takes it, dishes it out, and Nicholas Vaughn misses the 3. Very fast-paced on both sides now. Hanley dishes it, and Trinity knocks down to 3. Ashton Owens, first-year guard, makes a 3-pointer. And this is Trinity's largest lead of the game, 21-15. Another 3 way off, this time by Brennan Schreiner. Ben Hanley looks like they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. And that will take us to our We are back with you here. Hopefully you can hear or see us. One of the two. We're still working on getting you the perfect connection to see this game between Trinity and Schreiner. Right there, Schreiner with a missed basket. Trinity tries to go fast, but it slowed down, and now a foul called on Schreiner. That's the 17th foul for Schreiner. Last game between these two teams, Schreiner committed 27 fouls. So already well on their way to a similar figure. Trinity shot 40 free throws in their victory over the Mountaineers. Hoyles gets it across the court for the Mountaineers. Trying to direct their offense. Brings over this up for the right back. Matthew Rindall to De Hoyos, who drives it and lays it in. So De Hoyos with a good start. 7 points, 3 for 6 from the floor. Abdullah Roberts, cross-court pass. Donovan Givens, who puts it in for 2. Those are Givens' first points of the game. Out, and there's a fight on the floor to grab the ball, and it looks like De Hoyos comes out with it. Good hustle by both teams. And now the court for a missed 3 by Abdullah Roberts. And that is a made 3-pointer by Bronson Evans, the sophomore from Cypress, Texas. Pulls Schreiner to within 4. That's their 4th made 3 of the game for the Mountaineers, but they shot 16. So you can tell that the priority of theirs is shooting behind the 3-point line. AJ Clark misses a tough layup underneath the basket. So we will take that timeout with them, and we will be right back. So Schreiner responds nicely to the 8-point 3, and he makes it. De Hoyos ties it up with yet another 3. We are back from the timeout. Schreiner on an 11-0 run, driven by Alex De Hoyos and his hot 3-point shooting. Enzo Seiki tries to get some momentum back for the Tigers, but is not able to as he misses. But Tigers get the rebound. Clark drives to the rim and just misses a layup. And the ball will belong to Schreiner. So after the Tigers took an 8-point lead, Schreiner fights right back with 11 consecutive points, and they lead by 3 now. Andrew Sparks now drives to the rim, and he makes the layup. Now 13-0 run over the past 2.5 minutes for Schreiner. Lots of energy being shown by the Mountaineers, both offensively and defensively. Now for the Tigers, referee warning about flopping. So clearly something they came into the game hoping to do, hoping to draw some charges defensively. Now Nicholas Vaughn pulls it from 3, way off. The ball will belong to Trinity. The Mountaineers are shooting 33% from three-point field range. They've shot 21 threes and made 7 of them. And there's another timeout on the floor. We are back with you after the timeout. We are back with you from the media timeout under 4 minutes. Schreiner up 33-30, and now showing a little bit of a full court press as Ben Hanley brings it up the court for Trinity. Hanley for the offensive foul, so the ball will belong to Trinity. Trinity shooting 47% from the field, but they have 5 turnovers. And Schreiner just knocking down 7 3-pointers is what has them ahead so far. Jalen White kicks it out for the 3. That was Jack Williams on the miss, and Jalen White gets it back, and he lays it up and in. So Jalen White with a nice spark off the bench. He has 4 points quickly in just 2 minutes. And Schreiner answers right away. Bronson Evans with another 3-pointer. The 8th for Schreiner. AJ Clark kicks it out to Enzo Seiki, and he responds with a 3-pointer from the corner. Back and forth affair here at Calgar Gym. It's a good one. Another jump ball. That one was AJ Clark tying up the basketball. And now the possession arrow favors the Tigers. So definitely a back and forth affair so far. Schreiner, we mentioned, faced Trinity 2 times to end the regular season. This is their 3rd consecutive matchup. Trinity won both games against Schreiner by double digits, but so far today, not looking like it's going to be a runaway victory for either team, but especially Trinity. Hanley misses underneath the basket, gets his own miss, but misses again. And Schreiner is back on the attack. De Hoyos kicks it out to Andrew Sparks. Sparks into Dorian Williams, and he is fouled. So he will be going to the free throw line to shoot the first free throws for Schreiner. I guess when you shoot 22 3-pointers in the first half, you're not going to draw a lot of fouls. Jalen White coming out of the game. Tanner Brown now in for the Tigers. To Ryan Williams at the free throw line. And he misses both free throws. But the referee calls a loose ball foul on Trinity. So Schreiner retains possession even after Ryan Williams missed both free throws. While he was sliding, Schreiner brings it in. Matthew Rindall with the ball. Passes it to Andrew Sparks. And he shoots a long one. But it is no good past the very thin NBA three-point line that we have here at Calgary Gym. Safe. And Trinity's back up by 2 now. Schreiner tries to get it right back. Tim Mina with the rebound off his own miss. And now Schreiner takes it back out. 10 on the shot clock. 27 to go in the half. And that's a missed 3 by Bronson Evans, and the ball will belong to Trinity for what should be the last possession of the first half. AJ Clark will bring it up for Trinity. He has 7 points so far, just made the three-pointer to put Trinity back up. He's guarded closely by Tim. And Clark makes his first free throw. Tigers are 7 for 10 from the free 7 fouls. Don't want to allow 3 points. Now with 5 seconds left, Schreiner looks like a travel, but they got the timeout first. So they crossed half court and called a timeout. And with 3 seconds left, they'll try to draw up a play to feel good about where they are going into the half. We will be right back as action returns here at Calgary Gym. And we are back from a quick timeout. Schreiner has the ball with 3.2 seconds left. They'll try to get up a shot. They're down 4, 40 to 36. Sparks takes it in. Jalen White forces the steal nearly, but it looks like they're going to call a foul. So Schreiner gets another shot at the end of the half shot. Sparks throws it in to Matthew Rindall, and he's up the 3, but it is no good. He thinks he was fouled, but referees say no, that is the end of the half. Jimmy Smith talking to the officials before going into the locker room with his team. Trinity is up 40 to 36 over Schreiner. They are the number 1 seed against the 8 seed Schreiner Mountaineers in the first round of the SCAC men's basketball tournament. We will be back with you after halftime, hopefully with a better audio and video quality, but we will do our best to bring you Trinity basketball here on the Tiger Network. We are back here at CalGuard Gym, just checking in with 4.5 minutes left in halftime. Trinity up by 4, 40-36 over the Schreiner Mountaineers. We have had some technical difficulties, but we are working very hard to get audio and video back to everyone watching on the Tiger Network. So please stick with us. The half begins just over 4 minutes, so please stick around and watch what should be a great second half of basketball. Hello, everyone. This is Brian Jenselson back with you for the second half of the SCAC men's basketball tournament matchup between the 1-seeded Trinity Tigers and the 8-seed Schreiner Mountaineers. Trinity up 40-36 as we get the second half started. A frantic first half for both teams. A couple of lead switches, but a good half overall of basketball. I think both teams are relatively pleased with their performance. And Alex De Hoyos picks up right where he left off in the first half. He had 16 in the first half and adds to that right there to bring Schreiner within 2 points. Abdullah Roberts drives and kicks it to Caleb Jenkins, who knocks down the three. Caleb Jenkins coming off a career-high 30 points in his last game, along with a double-double. He has 5 points now in today's game. First team foul for Schreiner right there. They had 9 in the first half. And last game, as I will mention again because I am not sure if everybody has been able to hear us all along, but Schreiner racked up 27 fouls in the last game of the regular season against these Trinity Tigers. Tigers shot 40 free throws. Andrew Sparks with the ball right now, kicks it into Matthew Rindahl, who turns around with the lefty hook shot. Good possession there for the Mountaineers. Rindahl with just his first shot of the game. And AJ Clark responds with a jump shot made. De Hoyos tries to get it into Rindahl again. Rindahl came in averaging 17 points per game in just 4 games, granted. Schreiner's played 8, but nonetheless, Rindahl has been scoring more and looks like they're going to try to get the ball to him more. Misses the hook shot there. Hanley gives it to Clark, and Clark drives it in. Good transition offense by the Tigers there, and Andrew Sparks pulls up with the quick three. Misses everything off the glass. Hanley in the open court, back to Clark. Hanley corrals it, misses a layup, and gets it right back and puts it up and in. A couple times we've seen Hanley corral his own miss and put it back up. This time he was able to get the 2 points. De Hoyos drives to the basket. Trinity defenders all over him, but he still is able to make it. De Hoyos with quite the performance so far. 20 points, leads all scorers here. Keeping Schreiner in the game as they trail by 7. There's Caleb Jenkins with another 3 for Trinity, so he might be getting going now after a slow first half. Now with 8 points after just 2 in the first half. Sparks drives to the basket. Easy layup right there. And Trinity calls a timeout. So with 17 minutes left in the second half, Trinity is up 52-44, and we will take a quick break and be right back. And we are back here. Trinity inbounding the ball, up 8 with 17 minutes left in the second half. A little bit of a danger zone here for Schreiner in the first two matchups with Trinity. The first half was pretty close, back and forth affair like we've had today, but Trinity went on to win both those games by double digits. So Schreiner hoping to avoid repeating the same mistakes, but A.J. Clark right there drills the three, puts the Tigers up 11, their largest lead of the game. Clark now with 16 points, he leads the Tigers. Also shooting 4 of 5 from three-pointer. Rindahl right there kicks it to Chase Pinter, who responds right back with a three-pointer of his own. So Schreiner, like I mentioned, trying to stay close and not let this get away from them like they have in the past two matchups with Trinity.
And for Pinter, his first points of the day, he's now 1 for 3 from the field. Seiki trying to go up strong, missing the jumper, but he was fouled. The foul by Pinter. Seiki 4 of 7 in the game, 12 points, 3 of 4 at the line, but this will be an inbound play from underneath.
I will say it's great to have you back with us, Josh. I know that was a frustrating first half for those at home and for you trying to correct the problems, but great to have you back.
Yeah, eventually had to just turn everything off and turn it back on again, and whatever glitch was affecting everything is subsided. So we're happy to be back and glad that if we had to miss any part of the action, I would always say it's better to miss the first half than the second, especially with a game that's as closely contested as we see here, with Schreiner just trailing by 8, 15:55 left to play here in the second half. And I'm taking a quick timeout. Let's take a quick look at the stats so far. You see Schreiner 19 of 44, that's 43%. Not a bad shooting percentage here. But on the flip side, 20 of 37, that's 54%, well above Trinity's average on the year, and that has propelled Trinity. The three-point shooting, you mentioned to Hayos, 4 of 7 himself. The team is 9 of 27. And then the disparaging situation at the line, 8 of 11 for the Tigers. They're knocking down their free throws. Schreiner unable to get to the line at this point. Rebounds have been fairly close. Blocks and steals also close, but right now Trinity, that difference at the free throw line, that's pretty much the difference in the game. So we'll see how the final 15 play out here between the two teams.
Yeah, I definitely saw that as a key going in. Tigers got to shoot 40 free throws in their last matchup with Schreiner, and that is just not what you can afford if you're Schreiner. You're coming in as the 8th seed into Trinity's home gym. Trinity with 8 consecutive victories, and they just absolutely do not need any help at the free throw line, but that's what they're getting. They call it the charity stripe for a reason.
Trinity back out to the floor. And they're taking a timeout for a replay and looking at that back in the booth. Looking at Clark, whether or not he was behind the arc, and they're going to say he was. Second three-pointer they checked. They checked one three-point attempt by Schreiner at 2:35 in the first half. And they looked at that one. That one was well beyond the arc, and that one as well, as we return back to live action. 15:55, 55-47, Trinity on top. A.J. Clark just saw the replay of his three-pointer. He leads the Tigers with 16 points. Seiki's got 12. And that one rebounded by Seiki. Now he pushes forward. Caleb Jenkins went for 30 in his last game. Now he controls at the top of the key. And gives back to Clark. De Geus with 20 points by himself. And And Sparks with 12 on 5 of 9 shooting.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jenkins with 30 points last game. Also a double-double with a team-high 11 rebounds, and he got the rebound right there to keep the possession for the Tigers. And now Enzo Seiki's able to lay it in, back to a double-digit lead for the Tigers, but almost taken away.
A fantastic save on the rebound by Jenkins. So it was almost a fantastic finish from Evans on Schreiner. Clark looking for 19, in and out, no good. And back to Evans. He just finds a way to get open, and this time he does finish. Back to an 8-point game.
And it looks like we're back to that frantic pace we had in the first half.
And the call you see once a year, the carry. Jenkins will turn it over. The frantic pace, I think a pace that both teams enjoy and both love to run the floor. Question is who does it benefit more? Last weekend we saw Schreiner benefit from it to a large part, but the bench depth that Trinity had was maybe a little bit more than what Schreiner could handle as they lost both games late. It was pretty competitive for the first 30 to 35 minutes, and then it started to slip away for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, the approach so far by Schreiner is live and die by the three, and you know, if a lot of the shots that they're putting up go in, that could work out well for them, but at the same time, they're not getting to the free throw line. They haven't made a single free throw on just 2 attempts, and it can be hard to win like that sometimes when Trinity's getting to the line with ease on the other end.
Sparks goes to the ground, keeps possession. Now the long three as the clock was winding down. I'm not going to blame the Heroes for that one because he looked up, the clock was at 1, and he just had to let it fly. And that'll be a shot clock violation.
Trinity bench letting him know that he missed that air ball, even though, as you said, it wasn't completely his fault, but that does not mean that the Trinity bench is not going to let him hear it.
Jenkins going inside, that one deflected away by Evans, couldn't contain control, and Roberts will gather it up off the floor and then put in the easy layup. 10-point lead for Trinity. Top-seeded Tigers. 8-seed Mountaineers, but as we said last week, is probably the best 8-seed team that you're going to see in a tournament of any kind. Schreiner with a couple of close games throughout the year and knocking off St. Thomas, the number 2-seed. Caleb Jenkins step back 3, a little strong. And then over the back on Clark. Oh, excuse me. The push in the back by Seiki, and I thought Seiki was in front with Clark being behind, but at any rate, Seiki called for the foul, his second.
Josh, you are absolutely correct about Schreiner being a great 8 seed. They are 2-6 on the year, but 2 of those losses were by fewer than 4 points, so their record does not reflect their talent. And they've given Trinity a couple close games until the end, so I do not think that the Tigers are in for an easy second half.
Yeah, situation where the record does not tell the tale of the tape for the Mountaineers. And I think particularly on last Friday when they came in here in that first game of the doubleheader, really had the opportunity for that one to go either way. And Trinity, as we said, pulled away sort of in the last 7 minutes or so, making it a comfortable win at the end, but there was nothing comfortable about it for the first 30 to 35 minutes. And 21 points for the Hillis, and he will take a well-deserved break as we are at under 13. 6-point game. Mountaineers trailing for the most part here, especially second part of the first half, and here into the second half, but they have not gone quietly. Trinity unable to shake them, and well, it's a 6-point game and an opportunity to make it a one-possession game if they knock down a 3. It's amazing how quickly a 10-point lead just kind of evaporates. As you mentioned, strong talent on both sides, and we've seen a bunch of runs by both squads.
Yeah, this has been a game of runs. Schreiner went on an 11-0 run earlier in the first half. That really got them going.
Williams, very strong move on the inside, taking up over Williams from Trinity. And he's got the layup in his first 2 of the day.
And I have to say, Josh, every sporting event here at Trinity has no fans, and we've talked about how the benches are creating energy for the teams, but out of every game I've seen, the Schreiner bench, I think, is the most active and the loudest bench supporting their team on the court.
And they have every reason to be excited right now. 6-0 run over the last 122, and they are 6 of their last 8 from the floor. Bumped up to 45% shooting, and that will take us to the media timeout, and we'll take it with the 2 squads. Quick look at the game recap. It's a 4-point game right now, 12:05 left to play, and we'll be back here in just a bit. Schreiner improving to 45% from the field, but Trinity still a strong 52%, including 47% from downtown, and getting to the line, I think, is really the difference. They've knocked down their free throws, but they've gotten to the line quite a few times, and we've seen Schreiner 1 for 2 here in the half. There's 1 for 4 overall in the game. Hanley, top of the key, wants to take it to the right side, now switches back over. Givens takes it strong to the left, down onto the low block. And trailing the play was Tanner Brown. Puts up the layup, but no good. And Williams for Schreiner will pull down the board. Nice running floater there for Pinter. He's got 5 in the lead, just 2.
And Pinter coming off of that timeout, making the basket. You could hear him from all the way up here pumping his team up in the huddle. So definitely serving as a team leader. And now Schreiner down just 2 with 11:20 left in the game.
Givens with a missed 3. Williams with the board for the Mountaineers. And the rebound down low. Rendall couldn't put it back up. That would have tied it. Meanwhile, Trinity comes back the other way, and Tanner Brown with a strong move on the inside. He's got his first bucket of the day.
Trinity's been great in the open court. When they're able to get a quick miss or a turnover, they have done well, and now they get another turnover, this time a travel.
And yeah, with the travel, they allow you to gather your feet now, but that one gathered and took the extra step as we had 11 minutes to go, 10:57 officially, and now I think this is the official media timeout. The other one charged to Schreiner before that. Let's stay here and just look at the game recap so far, particularly because, well, we didn't see most of it for the first half, and we're glad that you've stuck with us, and we're glad that we've got a thrilling game here. I know both sides would rather be comfortably ahead, but can't argue with the quality of the play on the court so far. 4-point game, and for Trinity, A.J. Clark, 5 of 10, 16 points. Enzo Seiki, 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He's also got 4 boards, and that leads the Tigers. On the other side of things, Alex De Geos with 21 points on a fantastic 8 of 13 shooting, including 4 of 8 from downtown. And he's played 22 minutes in this one so far. Joining him would be Sparks on 6 of 11 shooting. He's got 15. And Evans now on 4 of 8 shooting. He's in double figures with 10. Caleb Jenkins, mentioned earlier, 30-point game last time out. He's quietly put 8 points together, and so we'll see if he continues to put on the scoring barrage that he has the last couple of games out for the Tigers. He said they're probably going to need him down the stretch here. As we're under 11 to go, Tigers bring it across midcourt. Now Tanner Brown over to Givens. Hanley, Owens, Brown, Givens, and Williams for the Tigers, and Ben Hanley knocks down the jumper, and that'll give the Tigers a little bit of breathing room back to a 6-point lead. It's Williams, and then Alex DeHoyos with the ball now, back in, Pinter and Sparks and Rendall for the Mountaineers. Now, with this being the third game in 9 days between the two squads, I feel like we know everybody pretty well at this point.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, the same scenario happened last year at the end of the season as DeHoyos knocked down a jump shot to improve his great day. Last year, Schreiner actually reversed the roles and defeated Trinity 3 straight games, including in the first round of the SCAC tournament. So they knocked Trinity out last year. Trinity trying to return the favor.
Givens is too strong, had a good move. Here come the Mountaineers running the floor nicely. DeHoyos to Rendall. And, man, 4 points for Rendall. You don't expect to look late in the second half and see Rendall with just 4. Givens knocks down to 3. And a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout by Trinity head coach Jimmy Smith. And 66-61. And a quick 30-second timeout. We'll stay here for this one. But Givens knocking down that last 3. He's now 2 of 5 shooting for 5 points. On the court, Ben Hanley leading all Tiger scorers with 8. Again, mentioned Clark and Seiki taking a break right now. And then 23 and 15 for DeHoyos and Sparks. It's a pretty good 1-2 punch there for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and Rendall right there, you said he now has 4 points on the game. He's been averaging 17 in the 4 games that he's played in so far. So I think on both sides, if you were to tell Trinity that their leading scorer, Caleb Jenkins, only has 8 points in the second half, that they're up by 5, they'd be thrilled. But for Schreiner, if you tell them that Rendall, averaging 17, only has 4, and that they're only down 5, they're happy. So a lot of positives for both sides so far.
Yeah, I think that also may give hope to both sides that there's still a lot of scoring left in the tank. We've got Caleb Jenkins, who's going to find ways to get to the hole, and my goodness, it just won't stop. 26 now for DeHoyos. And that's a 2-point game once again. It's 5 of 9 shooting from downtown.
And he's creating a lot of them on his own, just stepping back, coming off the screen.
Hanley tries to match, can't do it. Now, chance to tie or take the lead. The Mountaineers looking inside. They've got Williams working on Seiki. Low block. Taking to the baseline. It's blocked by Seiki. Loose ball, and that's going to go off of Williams. Trinity will have possession. And speaking of Jenkins earlier, he's returned back in. Goes in. So Owens and Jack Williams will have a seat. Roberts and Jenkins back in for the Tigers. 8:46 left to play.
Haven't seen a whole lot of that posting up from Schreiner, but if they're going to try it, Darian Williams is the right guy to try it with. He's a first-year 6'6" forward.
Jenkins on the near wing. Shot clock down to 10 now. Roberts has Rendall in his face, gives it up. Seiki forcing the 3, comes up way short, similar to DeHoyos' air ball attempt earlier. Now Sparks cuts through, and they'll set back up with 20 to go on the clock. Rendall trying to fight the low block. He's got the inside, but the pass lane is not there. Why not? Pull. You've got 28. 8 minutes left to play. Have yourself a tournament day. Alex DeHoyos has tied this one at 66.
Yeah, why pass it in the block when you can take it yourself? And now a turnover forced by Schreiner, and the energy in this building is palpable. No fans, but plenty of energy as Schreiner ties it up at 66. We are under 8 minutes to go here at CalGuard Gym.
Yeah, media timeout. We'll take it with them and be back here. Got an exciting first round matchup. The 1 versus 8 seed, but throw the seeds out the door. 66-66. We'll be back. .741, maybe more after that, as we are currently tied. It'll be Schreiner ball after the turnover from Caleb Jenkins. He stepped out on the sideline before making his cut to the baseline. Here come the Mountaineers with a chance to take the lead. For the first time since 36-35 at 2:18 left in the first quarter. Gall now working with Pinter. And that one poked away and off Pinter's knee. And great job from Tanner Brown with the quick hands on defense.
Tigers have forced 7 turnovers so far. They have 8 of their own, so pretty even there.
Seiki working on the inside. Just a great battle with Evans. Advantage Seiki for that one. He's now got 16. Ties Clark for the team high.
And he has the team high, but he's got a lot of those points very early on. He was the focal point of the offense at the start of the game, and he's been quiet ever since. But Trinity on the fast break again, where they've been so good, and A.J. Clark lays it in.
A.J. Clark regaining the team high lead now with 18. Said, I liked what you did. Let me do it myself. Roberts grabbing the board. Schreiner going a little cold here from the field. A couple of turnovers, and now missed shot. Trinity with a chance to push this back to a 6-point lead where they've been fairly comfortable, but Alex De Hillis was thought he was going to lead a fast break there before Tanner Brown was able to step in and take the foul to end the play. But what a nifty little steal from the back end.
De Hoyo's just everywhere. 28 points on offense. Key steal right there on defense.
And one of the few places he really hasn't been is the foul line. He's only 1 of 2. And we will wait for Rindall to join the rest of the group. He'll be down there with Evans for Schreiner, and Trinity sending their entire contingency. First is good. He'll have another. Misses. We're going to get a foul underneath. We are. It's going to go against Evans. And for Evans, that's his second. So 1 of 2 again for De Hoyos, and now 2 of 4 from the line, sitting on 29 points.
Not a bad trade-off for Trinity, rather than have him at the 3-point line where he's just swishing every shot, it seems like.
Yeah,
he split a couple trips to the free throw line.
He's 50% from both the free throw line and the 3-point line, so let him shoot free throws if you're a Trinity fan. Sparks, nice fake up and under, and nice job finding Pinter cutting on the baseline. 70-69 Tigers.
And Sparks has played 32 minutes in this game, meaning he's pretty much been in there the whole time. So, like his name suggests, he's been a real spark plug for Schreiner.
Roberts from the baseline three, no good. Pinter with the board. Five guarding five. Manu went for 30 on Saturday. And Manu's about to go for 30 here tonight. Sparks cuts in. Thought he might have the nifty pass to Pinter, the no look, but it's taken away by Tanner Brown, and that one poked away out of bounds. It'll stay Trinity ball. He's going for the no look pass down to Pinter in the corner. And Trinity was able to read that one. We approach 5 minutes to go in this one. Clark. That's going to be an offensive foul. At the armbar push-off.
And Schreiner drew 2 offensive fouls in the first half, and then they actually got a warning from the referee for flopping. So interesting to see that call there. Because it's definitely something the referees are keeping their eye on.
I was just about to say that I think what sold the offensive foul was the hard fall to the deck, and Pinter with the three. He's now in double figures, but more importantly, the Mountaineers up by 2. Nice feed to Hanley. Can't get the reverse layup to fall. 72-70 Schreiner. With the ball, the lead, and 4.5 to play. Van. He looked really good last weekend for Schreiner. We saw him in, let's say, limited action. Rendall, he's short. Clark will pull down the board. Tigers will go back the other way, looking to tie. Caleb Jenkins all the way through, and one. Rendall trying to say he was outside the line, but he was well in. Maybe he was just talking to Van about his positioning. Yeah. Actually, Rendall was just telling Van, you've got to put your defense out in front of this line right here. Now 10 points for Caleb Jenkins. So he joins the double-digit brigade. And his free throw puts the Tigers back up by 1, 73-72.
Yeah, and spreading the wealth on offense, something the Tigers like to do. Last game they had 4 players in double digits, so now they have 3, and Hanley right behind with 8.
Kick over. Sparks for 3. Off the rim, no good. Seiki pulls down the board, gives up for Clark, and the Tigers run forward. Now Jenkins trailing the play. He'll pull for 3 off the side of the rim. Pinter grabs the board, and Clark comes in slapping at it, and he'll draw the foul. It'll be his 3rd. And 3:39 left to play. That'll take us to the under 4 media timeout. Don't go anywhere. Call your friends. Let them know we've got a close one here in Calgard Gym. Looking for the 8-seed upset are the Mountaineers. Right now Trinity holding to the 1-point lead. And we'll catch the final 3:39 when we return. Somehow I always time coming right back in when that horn sounds. Apologies for that, but 3:39 left to play here. Trinity 73, Schreiner 72. Two teams breaking out of their huddle, and we'll see who has the advantage down the stretch. Pinter to the line. Be a 1-on-1 situation. He's 4 of 6 on the day, 2 of 4 from downtown in his first trip to the stripe. Knocks down the first, we're tied.
There's something about these 1-and-1 free throws that are just so much more stressful than any other free throws.
Pinter says, take a load off, I got these. Mountaineers back up by 1. Jenkins feeding Clark. Thought maybe he was going to look for Hanley, but instead he goes for Brown, and Brown slices his way to the hole. His bucket will put the Tigers back up. Brown just 4 points.
The first-year player coming in clutch late.
Turnover, Tigers looking to run. A.J. Clark, high off the glass. We've got a foul on Schreiner. On Rendall. On the push for the rebound, or maybe it was on the shot. I think it was on the rebound. No, they're going to say on the shot, 2 shots. So Clark to the line for 2, sitting on 18 points. It's 4 of 5 from the stripe today. Make it 5 of 6. Tigers now 10 of 13 at the free throw stripe. Just 4 of 8 for Schreiner. And knocks down a pair, and we're going to get a foul down low. Jenkins and Rendall. Who's it going to? I mean, could be a double foul. Officials are talking like maybe it would be. Double foul. So, foul on Rendall, foul on Jenkins. And we'll just play on. Could be impactful if we go to overtime, but I believe the 4th foul on Rendall and on Jenkins would be his 4th foul as well.
Last game on those 27 fouls from Schreiner, that resulted in having 4 different players with 4 fouls. So not the position you want to be in. So far they're looking a little bit better, but like you mentioned, Rendall, 4 fouls, can't afford another one.
Yeah, and correction on Jenkins, just 3 fouls for him. Already snuck his foul in on the stat sheet. Rendall getting it past Clark, was in the low block, and he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You saw 3 defenders go at Rendall right there.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. We anticipated him maybe getting a few more looks down low. And he knocks down the free throw. His first trip to the line today. This will be the 10th free throw of the game for the Mountaineers. They're 5 of 9. And up to 60% now as he knocks down the pair, and he's got 6 points. More importantly, it's a 1-point lead for Trinity. Now Clark, the give and go. Very nicely done with Hanley.
Just a great play from Clark. He's pulled up from that range for the floater, so he faked it that time.
And Rendall grabbing boards and putting them back in. That's where he excels. He's got 7 boards and 8 points. (79-78) Trinity. Seiki working his way onto the inside. Schreiner bench wants to travel, not going to get it. And Seiki can't get the 3-point play opportunity as he was fouled, but can't get the roll. third foul on Evans. And Seiki to the line. There's 3 or 4 today. This just feels like a conference tournament game. Schreiner came back in after fading away in the last 2 games and then staying completely strong for so far the first 38 minutes. Seiki knocks down the first, 4 of 5, 17 points. Staying mentally strong as well. We had quite a few guys foul out in the first game on Friday. And a pair for Seiki pushes the lead back to 3.
Yeah, this is exactly what you would hope to see from a conference tournament game. And exactly what you want from a 1-8 matchup. Exciting, and it should be down to the final second.
And it's got to be a jump ball or a travel, and they're going to say jump ball. Trinity with the arrow. So works out now, but that'll give it back to to Schreiner, excuse me, as we've played Southwestern and everything else in the past week. Schreiner now with the possession arrow after this. And that could come into play as we head down the final 149.
I can tell you that neither of these teams will be playing Southwestern because Austin College defeated them. And so the winner of this game will face Austin College next week. If Trinity pulls it out, they will host. But if Schreiner pulls off the upset, then they will travel to Austin College.
Schreiner's on that world tour right now. They want to travel everywhere. Come to San Antonio, head to Georgetown, maybe Houston, maybe Louisiana. They don't really care. They can keep themselves going. They're going to be on the road for all their games. Hanley brings it across, and now Jenkins will slow down.
Yeah, and Schreiner starting with a full court press now with 2 minutes remaining. They went to that a little bit in the first half, but didn't stick with it much.
Under 90 to play. Shot clock down to 7. Hanley kicks. Tanner Brown, corner 3, knocks it down. The Tigers are up 6. And Tanner Brown, who's knocked down corner 3 after corner 3 all season long, with probably the biggest corner 3 of his Tiger career, putting the Tigers up 6. 1:20 left to play. And get another look here. Nice job by Hanley feeding it out, and then just 4 on the clock. Such a sweet-looking shot from Tanner Brown, and we'll head to the timeout. 1:20 to go. We'll be back in just a bit here on the Tiger Network. .80 seconds to play here in San Antonio. 84-78, Trinity on top. Schreiner and just giving up the corner 3 by Tanner Brown. Brown now up to 7 points on 3 of 6 shooting. And still stuck at 29. Mr. Hillis dribbles that one off of Caleb Jenkins' foot. That'll be an inbound play. 25 on the clock. Now the officials are going to take a look at it on replay to see whether or not this was off of De Hoos or if it was off Jenkins. So they'll go to replay, and we'll be right back. tough angles right there, but I almost feel it's got to be off Jenkins, I think. As soon as that ball comes crossing over, it goes dead and flat. And so we'll see if the officials agree. Meanwhile, turn to live action, and they do agree. So either they didn't see enough to overturn it, or they saw enough to say for sure, but just where that looked like it hit, I think they made the right call. Grindal. Well, 1:11 to play, Trinity ball. Grindal throws it into the empty space. Now Tanner Brown has it and will hold. Actually, he'll throw it across midcourt to Seiki. Get back to Caleb Jenkins. Sparks with the tight coverage. Not looking to foul just yet. Still a two-possession game. They can force turnover and play themselves right back into this one.
Yeah, but that was a big turnover for Schreiner. Every possession so important here, and wasting it on that, not what you want.
Brown, second attempt, no good. Jenkins underneath. He's swatted away. And Pinter's going to come up with the rebound, so great decision not to foul. Now the quick pull from Sparks. No good on the three. And that will be 5 for Evans, and he will depart. Or excuse me. They're now saying 4, so they must have switched one around. I thought he had 4 earlier. So just 4 fouls for Evans. But more importantly, sends Tanner Brown to the line for a 1-and-1, I believe. No good. Schreiner. After all the turnovers and misses, he may still have a chance. Hoyos missing, but that one off of Hanley's hands. 19.4 to go. Timeout Schreiner. We've definitely seen some weird things in the past, but it would be extremely bizarre if Schreiner was able to pull this one back after having 3 consecutive possessions with under 80 seconds to play go against them, basically.
Yeah, but their three-point shooting ability and the 1-and-1 free throws keep them alive. Still 19.4 seconds left, so not out of the possibility.
45% shooting for the Mountaineers, 49% now for the Tigers. So you see that 33% shooting for Schreiner from downtown, and Trinity a little bit better, but not as many makes at 39%. And of course, Trinity, I think that's just the big difference. 7 more trips to the line, 7 more makes. And so the officials have taken a timeout. They're looking at the replay. And we'll take a quick break as monitors in the booth can hear us. We'll let them converse with the officials, and we'll be back in just a bit. Whatever it is they were looking at, they have figured it out. And the Mountaineers to inbound from underneath. Get it in. Sparks kicks out. The Hill is missing long and does not look like he's going to get to 30, although Sparks with the steal. He goes up strong and he's fouled hard. 8.5 to play. Keep hope alive here for Schreiner. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2, and I think they're going to check to see if this one may have been in a hard foul. Maybe a flagrant up in the head area, so we'll let them take a look. You got a good look at it there. The hard foul from Clark, his 4th. I didn't see deliberate contact or even accidental contact with the head. He just got caught jumped up in the air, came down awkwardly. I think he actually did a pretty decent job to avoid Sparks' head. Well, we'll see whether or not they've made any changes to the call. And they're actually still looking at it. And so the call that is going to maybe play a pivotal point in this game is they are indeed giving it a flagrant, I believe, as we see Tigers avoiding the line. I'm not sure what they saw. Maybe they looked at a different angle that showed maybe more contact with the face. Be Sparks to the line to shoot. He gets 2, and just the end of this game not exactly indicative of what Schreiner brought for the first 38 minutes. And Sparks knocks down the second, so that'll make it a 5-point game. 8.5 seconds to play. Looks like Trinity might escape, but we've seen crazier things. Pinter and Rendall now back to Pinter. Taking too much time here, but they'll cut it to 3, 2.6 seconds to play. Now they're going to need to force a violation here, and they won't get it. Trinity will be able to pass it around and run out the clock. And I think we can say the Tigers escape with an 84-81 victory over the Schreiner Mountaineers in the SCAC first round of the tournament. Brian, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm glad that the final score ended as close as it did, because for a while there it looked like Trinity might pull ahead at the end, but just because of free throws. But really, it was a close game throughout. Trinity faced a lot of pressure. At about the 4-minute mark, it looked like Schreiner might even pull ahead, but they played extremely well. They made 12 three-point shots out of 37 that they put up there, and as an 8 seed, I think all you can ask for.
Yeah, and Alex De Hoas with 29 on the day, 11 of 19 shooting, 5 of 12 from downtown. And then Sparks with 16, Pinter with 14, and Evans with 10. Rendall scoring 8 for the Tigers. Now A.J. Clark led the way with 22 points on 7 of 12 shooting. And Enzo Seki with 18 points on 6 of 12. He was also 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 11 points for Caleb Jenkins, and Ben Hanley with 8 on 4 of 9 shooting, 7 points for Brown, 6 for Roberts. So Tigers will move on. Austin College, both the men's and the women's side. I would say check trinitytigers.com or scacsports.com for dates and times. I'd anticipate that being maybe a Friday night game, but we won't know for certain until, I believe, tomorrow. So check either website tomorrow and you'll have your date and time, but we will be able to host both of those, hopefully without any glitches, and bring you the second round of the SCAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Trinity is hosting as the number 1 seeds on both sides. Brian, thanks for your call today, and thanks to our student crew, Sam Chong and Morgan, helping run production today. So for everybody here at Trinity, thank you for sticking with us today, and congratulations on I know the record wasn't great for Schreiner, but the last couple of games definitely looked fantastic, and I think they played close ones throughout the year, and I think it was a stronger season than what the record shows. So congratulations on a well-fought season. And for Trinity, they move on, and we'll catch you next time here on the Tiger Network.